I spoke with Rita Frye just a little bit ago, and James Frye had a heart attack early this morning about 6:30 a.m.
The day of the heart attack was on Easter Sunday.
Okay, so we woke up at 6:30. Actually, I woke up a few minutes before that, and I was thinking of all the things I had to get done for Easter Sunday dinner. I had my ham in the refrigerator. I had my eggs boiled, but they had to be deviled. I had to make the potato salad still, and all these things were just going through my mind. And James, you know, he woke up and he's like, I think I'm having a heart attack.
I had a mild heart attack in October the year before that. They treated him with medicines, and I had the same symptoms that I did that morning. My left arm hurting real bad, up into my neck and arm was hurting real bad. And as soon as I felt that at 6:30, I knew exactly it was a heart attack. And I had told my wife, I'm thinking of having a heart attack.
And at first, I was thinking back to the October before. He'd had a mild heart attack, and I think, oh, this is going to be the same thing. And so I actually went and stepped in the closet and got my dress on, and then went to call 911. When they ran him down the steps, I just remember him. His color was just not right. He was like a grayish blue color, and I took his hand. I said, James, I love you.
He came, attended to me, got me to the hospital. Within 20, 30 minutes that I was in ER, and I was hurting so bad, I could not remember. I was in a daze, and I was 100% blocked. No blood flowing through my heart at all. Majority, if it's not treated within minutes or with less than an hour, is fatal. So that's more of a miracle that I'm still here today because of what they did. But it still damaged the left side of my heart where, I had heart failure.
When they first determined that he needed a heart transplant, we were at Frye, and they'd had a week of testing, and the doctor, he finally just broke it to us that his whole heart was just not going to recover. It was dead. We were talking about, the process of getting on the transplant list, and he told us that, of course our first question, we're newbies, we're just like deer caught in headlights. And the doctor there told us, he said, you could be waiting an expensive time because you are type O.
I'm O negative. I had to have the right size, right blood type. I had to have, everything had to be perfect to fit in my body, my weight size and everything.
But we just had to wait.
On God's time.
On God's timing for that perfect heart.
The hardest part through all of it was just traveling back and forth every week, and at the same time trying to keep up my schoolwork and not knowing what would happen next for our family. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I didn't know how to handle it. But God worked it out through everything.
I didn't know if I would be able to come home anymore. I was just going to be, have a stroke or die or whatever. But it's just so amazing what God does in people's lives if we trust Him.
Half my heart was with James, and he was suffering every day. It just never seemed to get better, and there was nothing I could do to fix it. There was nothing I could do to make it better, and it just hurt me that he was struggling so much. I'd be home and I'd be worrying about him at Duke, or I'd be at Duke and I'd be worrying about John at home, or I'd be at work and I'd be worrying about both of them, and it was just never an easy situation. Just the waiting, not knowing, uncertainty. When he first came home from the hospital after his heart attack, his breathing was so shallow because his heart just could not beat. And I would just watch for hours, just making sure he was still breathing. And he was so sick, and I couldn't fix it.
After he was in the hospital when it was getting toward 3 months, I knew it was gonna have to happen sooner or later, but it felt like it was taking forever.
In Elbad, they take out a core-sized piece of the bottom of your heart, and they stick this metal thing in, and stitching in is like a pump that spirals your blood around because your heart can't pump it, so it spirals the blood back through your body. This is Elbad surgery. It is major surgery, and he had to go to a basketball game.
I might not get to go to another one. I had to go to my last one.
And basically, anytime he came home from the hospital, he was back at church the very next service.
He's still at church.
It was I wish people understood how hard it was for him to get to church. I mean, with the Elbad, you couldn't get it wet. It took us an hour to get him ready. It was just James's fortitude that got him to church. Men came and visited, cards. Every time he was moved to a different room, all the nurses would get together and move every one of the cards and put them back up on the wall. He had, how many cards did you get? 200 cards from church. And I got cards. John got cards.
The medical team was very thorough. They come in every morning to check on you. All the doctors did. And the nurses come in every 4 hours waking you up.
Right after his LVAD failure, when he had the clot that put him in the hospital until his transplant, a heart became available. Yeah. And we thought, this is great. It was within like 2 weeks that heart became available, but he got shingles.
The week before.
Yeah, the week before the heart came. But it turned out that heart
had
a valve problem. So it wasn't the right heart for James.
And we just look back on now, it was God's providence working it right out to get the perfect one. It just blows our mind, the perfect plan God had. I mean, it's unreal, totally unreal. When they got the okay, it was just like everybody was in a rush.
Yeah.
They had to rush. Everybody was rushing to get me ready and getting ready to go to the ER, getting prepped. And we got the approval at 9 o'clock that morning, and they had a heart. And 11 o'clock that Saturday morning, they called and said they had one.
It was like 7 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, I hear you screaming at the top of your lungs.
They have a heart. They have a heart. They have a heart. I was so excited. But it gave way to total panic.
Hey everybody, I got news this morning that they got me a heart, and it'll be here around 12 o'clock today. It's been 9 weeks this morning since I've been waiting on a heart and all the stuff I've been through. I want to thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for y'all guys praying for me, and I just want to appreciate what everybody's done for me. And I love my family and kids, and just keep praying. And everything's going to be all right. I know that because the Lord's in control. And I love y'all. Thanks.
When I was laying on the grave, coming out of my room, going to the ER, you'll see a picture of me smiling. I was ready to go one place or the other. I was. I mean, I had a good time before the heart came. The nurses and doctors, they couldn't understand why I was so upbeat all the time. But I knew where I was going.
The surgeon just could not believe it. He says, this is the biggest heart I've ever transplanted, and it's pumping 7 liters per minute. And he was just astounded. He couldn't believe that this kind of a heart came along for him to transplant. So it was the perfect one for James.
Good news, Brother James Frye received his heart transplant yesterday. He got out of surgery. Go ahead, you're fine. You go right ahead.
Pastor, he'd come down that morning around 12 or whatever, I think she said, and he stayed there 8 solid hours with my family. It's just mind-boggling the number of people it took to save my life. And when they found a heart, what they had to go through to approve the heart that I needed. And that's one of the miracles that just keeps blowing my mind. What are the odds to find the perfect one in the right size? And for me, really, with the heart attack I had, I shouldn't even be alive today. Late at night, I'll take the stethoscope and just listen to that heartbeat, and I just break down sometimes, and just every day of my life, I just take every day I can and thanking God for just being here. I know I've got a mansion in heaven. It overwhelms me sometimes when I sit down and think that I've got another person's heart inside of me, and that someone had to die for me to live, and it just magnified to me what Christ did for us if we're saved. Our verse that we adopted is Psalm 76:23. My flesh and my heart faileth, but God is my strength and my portion forever.